Havron Excel tutorial. In our last video, we discussed VLOOKUP function. And in this video, we are going to be looking at three different functions: if, and then or functions. The three of them, we are going to be looking at them in this video. All right, so our task is to use the if function, assigning these details from this table that we have here, this mini table 1, into this larger table that we have. And then also see how we can use the details here and here, all right, to fit in here. So the spaces, the columns that we are going to be working on are in this column D, region. Our task is, we are going to ask Excel, look at this column, identify the states, and pick the corresponding region and put them here. We will also ask Excel, look at these states, pick the corresponding products from this mini table and insert them here. And then we are going to generate randomly a profit for each employee. Okay, we are going to set that and use a function in Excel that can help us to generate numbers randomly. Right. Then when we come to travels, this travel is actually trying to specify the mode of travel for each of these employees. And then the mode of travel would depend on certain criteria set out in mini table 3. So we are going to be testing the conditions based on what we have attached against each staff to be able to determine what mode of travel that they will use. Right, so let's go ahead and begin to assign the regions to each of these states. We are going to say here is equal to if function, right? So the first function we are going to be using is if. What we are going to let Excel do is look for a value that is here and check if it is the same thing that here. And if it is the same thing, return this region assigned here. You can see that I'm locking the cells. The cell references I'm picking from here. I am locking them. I am making them absolute reference because I am not going to shift it down when I shift here down. All right. So here, as we just go down through here, this region, this is going to move, but we are going to fix the table here. Okay. So we have said if C11 is the same thing as what we have in D3, it should return the corresponding region. All right, so assuming that value is not correct, we are still going to ask Excel to go ahead and check again if this same C11 is equals to here. We are locking this, and so if it is true, it should return this region. We'll lock it as well. Then we said comma, and it's saying, or assuming this is false. If it is false, please check again. If here is equal to this, we lock this, and if it is equals to that, return this region, comma. If it is false, go ahead and check again. If this is equals to this, we lock that, and if it is equals to that, return this region, we lock it again, comma. If it is false, still go ahead and check whether this is equal to this, we lock it. If it is equal to that, we return this, we lock it. We will continue doing this until we exhaust all that we are doing. I mean, what we have here. And so this check, if it is the same as this, lock it. If it is the same, then return this. Right now, we lock that, and it's going to ask us, if it is not true, if it is false, we are done with all our options here. So if the state here does not correspond to any of the state here, we are going to let Excel to return the cell empty. And when you are building up a function and you are typing in something, you use double quotation. And so double quotation in Excel means blank, right? So since we have used if functions, we have nested a lot of them here. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, for each of these if function that you will open, there was a corresponding opening bracket. So we have to put 6 closing brackets, right? And at the moment we do that, you see this on-screen tip will disappear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's gone, then we enter. Right, you see, this has said, it saw Niger in this table, and the corresponding region is North Central. That's why it has returned North Central. All right, so what do? We just double click here, and then it spreads round to the very last bottom of our record, which is 1,600 and about 6,050 or 6,000, I mean 1,600 and something. Okay, so this is where we are. Right, we have used the if function with the argument to assign region to these states. We are going to use the same if function, the same procedure, but right now we are going to be assigning products to the states. So what do? We say this is if function again. So check if this is equals to this. We are still looking that. So if it is true, return product. See, right now we are interested in the products and not the region. And so we said, all right. So we have said if this is equals to this, return this. Now Excel is asking, if it is false, what do? Go ahead and still check whether this is equals to this. We're locking it. And if it is equals to that, return the corresponding product. We lock it. If it is false, still go ahead and check whether this is equals to this. We lock this. If it is equal to that, return this. We still lock that. They say if it is still value, if it is still false, go ahead and check again with the if this is equals to this, lock it. If it is equal to that, return my corresponding product, and I lock it too. Yes, again, if it is false, still go ahead and check whether this is equal to this, lock it. Then if it is, return this, lock it. And then it's asking again, if it is false, still go ahead and check. We are not done yet. Check if this is equals to this, lock it. If it is equal to that, return this, lock this. All right, so let's cross-check our logical syntax here. Make sure that we have locked all the necessary cells that we need to make absolute references to. Okay, so we are good on. We are going to put 6 closing brackets that we enter. Well, it has located Niger to correspond to Lexus as a product. And we do here, double click, and then we have all of them right to the very bottom of our table, of our record. Okay, so this is how we do this. Now, like I said in the beginning, we are going to assign random profit. Okay, let's say our random profit, we want to make it between 50,000 and 100,000. We need to have number on this column, and we cannot begin to type randomly till we get to 1,600 records. So we are going to use a function called run between. All right, so run between, we want it to give us a bottom, 50,000, and the upper portion is 100,000. All right, so we enter, it has generated this for us, right? So we are going to double click this, and it goes straight down. All right, so because this is number, I mean, this is in Naira, we're dealing with Naira here. We are simply going to open here, format it to have our number, our Naira value. Comes here, we are interested in the currency. We open here, of course, from 2013, I think we have Naira value. Okay, so we choose this. Let our decimal place just be 0, all right? So we click this. Every one of them now has the Naira value, okay? So we are done, and automatically you look at this point here, this column here, we're still using the V lookup function because it's now looking to this commission, comparing it with whatever that is close here. That is what the V function can also do for us. Right, so we are here now. For the travels, we are going to use a combination of our if function, and function, and then or function. We are using that based on the criteria we have here. The first one says this and this must be there. The second one says Lexus and points. All right, so here it's actually saying it must be Lexus, and of course the point must be greater than 3. And then the third condition says the point can be less than 3, or the person is coming from northeast, then the person can travel by road. And then any other person that does not meet any of these 3 conditions should just stay back, no travels for the person. All right, so we are going to start here by saying this is if. All right, just like we usually do, each time we start a function, we open the bracket. Now, but because this first condition is dealing with and, we are still going to go ahead to start and end with and before we continue with the if. Right. So let's put for these 2 conditions that must be met. The first condition is that the product must be Benz. All right. So where is our product? Our product is located here. So this point must be equals to Benz. See this, our product column. It must be equals to this. And because we are making absolute reference to this point, we are locking it. All right. That's the first logical test. Then the second one is that the point must be greater than 3. So this is where we got our point. So we are making reference that this must be greater than 3. Right. So we are done with the logical test for the and. We are confirming that with a comma. So if this is true, what's going to happen? If the staff meets this criterion, he should travel by first class flight. So we lock that because we don't want to shift that. All right. So we put a comma. Assuming this is not correct, what do? We still go ahead and test like we did in the other times until we exhaust all this here. So the second position, the second condition is what we are going to look at now. And we are testing it. We can see that it is also and. So we begin our and, open the bracket, and then we are going to say that this product must be equals to Lexus. This is our product here is equals to Lexus is here. We lock it. That's the first condition. The second condition here is that the point must be greater than 3. So here is greater than 3. All right. So we are done with this and conditions. And when we are confirming with a comma. Now, assuming this condition is met, let the person travel by economic flight. All right. So we lock this. And then we confirm that with a comma. And we are now asked, if this is not true, what should happen? Still go ahead and test. But right now we are going to look at the third condition, which is or. All right, so we are still going to start with our or, and we are going to say the point must be less than 3, or the person is coming from northeast. So our point here, this is point here, should be less than 3, or the region, this is region, should be what? Should be northeast. We have our region here, right? So we are clicking this, we are locking it. All right, so this is our logical test. We are done with that, and then we are putting a comma to confirm. If this is true, this person should travel by road. So we click road here, and then we lock it. All right, then we end. So if it is not true, we want the rest to come by, to relax, no travel for them. So what do? We just click this. This is the value if it is false. So of course we are going ahead to lock this, and then we close our brackets into 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then, okay, so let's see what we got here. This is no economy. Let's be sure that our formula is correct. Okay, so we actually have 3 ifs, not 6. All right, so we got corrected here. Let's look at this syntax to see if there's anything that we have missed. Okay. All right. This is the first condition. This is the second condition. This is the third. All right. So now let's run the entire formula down to the very last. Of course, Excel has given us the different travel plans or travel modes based on the criteria that have been set for it. Okay, so this is how to use the if function nested. We can actually nest the if function into several times. We can also nest it with AND function or also with the OR function. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share and subscribe. As we roll out more videos, you will get notification. Thank you.